Okay, so who's for a little behind the scenes look at this incredibly silly video? I just finished shooting the April Fool's Day video, and it's Saturday, March 31st. I'll edit that together later this evening and have that up sometime tomorrow, which seems kind of pointless to say because you're watching this probably after April Fool's Day, and yeah. So, I was originally going to do something very different for my April Fool's Day video. Something incredibly gross, incredibly disturbing, incredibly offensive, and not at all funny. And while I have a particularly eclectic sense of humor that runs the gamut from toilet humor and silly puns to really non sequitur, off the wall stuff to very intelligent humor. And sometimes some just really dark stuff that's not even funny. It's just, what were you thinking? Who would, what? So I enjoy some of that stuff. Um, and I thought about it, and this video would have covered uh, murder, uh, self abuse, suicide, murder again, and then April Fools. Yeah, I think I probably would have been able to. I did run some tests, and I think dramatically I would have been able to pull that off. Other than the fact that it's posted on YouTube would kind of give away that it's staged. Um, and also just the fact that something like that would never happen. And I'm not going to get into any more specifics because, for the same reason I didn't eventually do the video, because I knew my mom would see it. And I knew some friends of mine would see it. And I thought prospective employers might see it. Current employers might see it. The FBI might see it. And I had the FBI visit me at my home for crossing the street wearing a black leather trench coat. No, I'm not kidding. The FBI came to my home because I was wearing a black leather trench coat. So I switched gears and said, well, I've got all this fake blood. Okay, so let's make me the victim here. And so that something happened to me due to my stupidity. That's always funny. So maybe an April Fool's gag that went wrong. And obviously would have went wrong if I wasn't so damn stupid. So I got the idea of stuffing, where'd I put it? That's behind the computer there. Escape from Bug Island with bugs, and giving it to someone who's really creeped out by bugs. What a horrible, horrible idea. um, I'm not going to use any of this. Okay, so just finished my April Fool's Day video, and you've seen it by now, and if not, I'll put a link so you can click on it and go watch it and laugh, or maybe just stare with your eyebrow raised and wonder what the hell is wrong with that guy. Either way, it should be fun. So, yeah, April Fool's Day. I've got a bag of crickets. Hello. You know, some people eat you guys covered in chocolate, and I have a bowl of blood made out of chocolate. No, I'm not going to do that. So I went to PetSmart, and I got crickets, and I got what are called superworms, which, if you know what a superworm is, you're already laughing at me. I deserve it, so please feel free. These are not worms. No. Even though they're called super worms. I brought these home, and the first thing I noticed is this is sawdust, not soil, which is kind of odd. And I poked around in here. Let's see, where are you guys? There's one. Hello. You guys smell horrible. Oh, there we are. Oh, there's a big guy. Come here. Can you see that? There he is. He's right there. He's crawling around. Get it. You're a pain in the ass. There we are. So I picked him up, and I immediately dropped him, because he didn't feel like a worm. He's also really small. They're all about 1.5 inches, 2 inches long. I picked him up again, and he started squirming like a... Now, worms squirm, but this guy thrashed, and I ended up dropping him on the counter. And then he started walking away on his little feet. And I thought, wait a minute, worms don't have feet. And I looked at him, and then I saw his little mandibles. And I went, oh shit, this guy could bite. So I went online. I'm gesturing like this because my computer is over there. And I found out what superworms are. They're actually called Zophobus morio. I'm sure I didn't even come close to pronouncing that correctly, but whatever, there's no pronunciation guide on this. It's not a worm. It's a baby beetle. Like caterpillars that turn into butterflies, these guys turn into beetles. Probably beetles that bite. Oh, and I also confirmed online that, yeah, they bite. So I thought, well, I don't want to handle, because I wanted to handle them and put them in the camera and, ooh, icky yucky. But I'm not so method that I'm going to let these... I'm not so method that I'm going to let these little buggers bite me. Oh, come here. Close enough. Get in there. So, I had a decision to make. Do I do this the short with just the bag of crickets? I could, but I really want something to stuff in your face and make you go ugh, if you're grossed out by this kind of stuff. I thought, well, I could put them in a bag, and but I really wanted something I could handle. So I thought, well, let's make another attempt here. So I live right next to the ocean, so I walked down, I drove down, it's a mile away. I drove down to the pier and went to the tackle and bait shop and tried to buy some worms. And the guy looked at me like I was nuts. I didn't have this makeup on at the time. Apparently worms are mostly freshwater fish bait, which makes sense because last time I was fishing was in Arizona, and those are all freshwater lakes, so we use worms. And he says, we used to have bloodworms, but they bite, so we stopped stocking them. I thought, good, because I don't need anything that bites. And then he directed me to Walmart. So off I went to Walmart, and they had a freezer full of worms. Night crawlers, mealworms, red worms. They even had, I kid you not, garlic flavored worms. These are not garlic flavored because they cost about 50 cents more. I had no idea fish were that discerning. But apparently some have very sophisticated palates and are like, num num num. No, needs more seasoning. Certainly not going to catch any vampire fish like that. Hardy har. So, oh, sorry guys. So, you may be asking, now that you have all these bugs, what are you going to do with them? Taking them back to the store. I don't have a reptile that'll eat these. These are actually for feeding lizards and stuff. You can use them as fish bait, or so I read, but I wouldn't want to try and hook these. They'd bite you. I could walk I may actually walk the night crawlers down to the pier and see if any of the fishermen want it. But other than that, I spoke to the store folk, and said, I'm not feeding these to anything. I'm shooting a video. Is it okay if I bring this stuff back? I don't want any money back. I just want to return it to the store and then you can sell it to someone else. And they all said, huh? And looked at me like I was nuts, which I may very well be. And so I explained, I'm doing a video. I'm just, doing an April Fool's Day video, and I just need it visual so I can, oh, come here, so I can grab some worms and go, oh, look at the worms, oh, they're so gross. And that's it. And put them back, and can I just return them and give them back? And they're like, I guess so. So that will be the fate of these animals. I mean, I was talking to someone else who knows about this video, and said, "What are you gonna do with the worms? You're just gonna flush them down the toilet?" I said, "Ah." I mean, these are sold as food. I mean, these. Sorry, guys, but you are food. Something's going to eat you. I guess I could let them go outside, but may as well let someone get some use out of them. Got enough air in there? So this was probably my most expensive video yet. The critters cost almost $10. These are 11 cents each. $3.50 and $2.99, something like that. So yeah, not even $10. I also had to buy Caro syrup. What was it called? Corn syrup and food coloring. I think I told you about the food coloring mishap in another video. So, in case I didn't, I accidentally bought food coloring gel. Honest mistake, it says food coloring gel. I guess it's for writing on top of cakes or cupcakes like happy birthday. So took it back and got the food coloring, which sits on the aisle opposite the side of the aisle opposite the baking goods with the spices. So coloring sitting right next to the cayenne pepper. Okay, good place for it, I guess. So yeah, I got bugs in my house. Don't tell my landlord.